Hello friends, this is Nagraj and welcome you all once again for this series of learning C programs. In the previous session, we discussed about a C program for finding the sum of all integers greater than 100 and less than 200 and that are divisible by 7. So in this session we will be going for the next experiment, that is experiment number 8, that is write a C program to calculate the factorial of a given number using function. So let me begin with the problem definition here. We'll understand what is factorial of a number, then we'll go for coding for it. So write a program to find the factorial of a given integer of a given number using function. With the help of function we are writing a code to find the factorial of a given number. Then what is the factorial number, right? Factorial number is nothing but the multiplication, doing multiplication from n to n minus 1, from n to n minus 1. That is, I would like to write here that n factorial, if the number is n, the factorial of n equal to n into, it is the product of n into n minus 1, then into n minus 2, and so on till 1 n to 1. So suppose if I take example here, 4 factorial. What is the factorial of 4? That is equal to n is 4. Fill the this formula, use this formula and write 4 into n minus 1. N minus 1 is nothing but 3 into n minus 2 is nothing but 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Then into 1. This is how much? 24. 4 into 3 is 12. 12 into 4 into 3 is 12, right? 4, 3, 2, 1, it will be total 24. This is the factorial of a number. For this we have to write a C program. So let me begin with the code here. That is, so I'll start coding for it. Int n, just asking n number, a number from the user, then I'm storing the result of that factorial of the n into the result variable, that is of type long integer. Then because factorial usually result into the larger value, so long int and factorial of int. This is the method I'm declaring, and I'm making use of this function. That is the function, using function. With the help of this function, long int type function, I am finding the factorial of a given number. So let me use a printf statement here to ask the user to enter an input number. Enter a number of n, then read it with the help of scanf statement from the memory location of variable n. So it is an integer number, %d, comma ampersand n. Then after getting this number we have to find the factorial of that, right? So directly I'll call here result equal to result equal to factorial of n. What is the integer variable here? Int. This is of type int, right? So one argument I'm passing to this method, this function, right? Factorial function. We are making use of this function, factorial function, and it is taking one parameter, one argument that I'm passing it as n. Then what this factorial function will be doing, that I'll be writing in the next statement, and I'll be printing the result. After this performing, I have to print the result. So printf the factorial of n is factorial of given n is percentage d then comma result, right? So this is in the main function. So I'm calling this factorial, I'm writing that method out of the main method. So long int, what is the return type of that method? Long int factorial, of int n, then and here I'm making use of one variable int I, then long int fact equal to 1. I'm declaring one more variable, that is fact, that is factorial. Initially it is 1. Then what I'm doing here, I'm making use of for loop, because as I said here, as I shown the factorial for this iteration, for this calculation, we have to increment the value of that I. That is the reason I'm making use of for loop here. For I equal to 1, initially I equal to 1, from 1 to I less than or equal to n, then I plus plus till this time. What we have to do, we have to perform the product operation, that is fact equal to fact into I, then return this fact, under for loop. Only one statement is there, so no need to use this curly braces. So what I have to do, this much, then return this fact. I have to return fact value, that is the factorial, that is the result we are returning from this method. And once this is done, it will be calculating here, and it will be returning to the main method when the control comes to this line, this particular line. Then it will be calling this method, it will be performing for n, it will be finding the factorial of that n, and it will be returning that fact, and that result we are storing it in the result variable, and that we are printing here. So let me run this and check whether it gives the proper output or not. So click on run button, There is an warning. What is that? Format percentage d expects argument of type int, but argument 2 has type long int. That's what this is here. I have declared this result as long int, but I am passing here integer type x specifier. So if warning is there, we can ignore that. Even though if it is a long int, we can write here instead of percentage d, we can write ld, that is long int, percentage ld, that is long int. If it is a warning, no issues. And there is one more error here. What is the error? Error expected semicolon before return. So this one, then run it once again and check the output. Okay, that's great. We are getting, it is asking a number to enter, so I'll be entering 15. I'll enter a number, just otherwise I'll take a small value, that is 5. Factorial of given n is 120. Run it once again and check it for the number 4, 24, right? This is how finding the factorial of the given number n works, and this is the logic for that. So if you are having any doubts in it, please go through this code, and if you are having any doubts in it, please do ask your queries. And thanks for watching.